Sorry.
Seinfuck.
Listen, I was
You've
eating pasta.
interrupted the pasta eating for the last time, Goku. No, I get fucking nothing for that, you fucking asshole.
We don't talk about anime on this podcast.
Did I tell you about the time that Wes Anderson like binge watched Evangelion?
No, you're.
Can you imagine watching Evangelion with Wes Anderson?
What do you mean? You're like, oh, this, yeah. Like, I feel like you phrase it as if you were like watching.
Well, I was like in the
Evangelion
other room or
with
something.
Wes Anderson. You're like,
No,
oh, I told you about the time
he
I
tweeted
was-
about it. It wasn't like a fucking.
He's trying to take credit for showing at fucking Wes Anderson.
Yeah, me and my friend Wes Anderson have been watching Evangelion together.
If I was friends with Wes Anderson, oh my god.
Me and my special friend Wes Anderson were watching Neon Genesis Evangelion, a personal recommendation I gave him.
But like he tweeted about it, and it was just like he tweeted it like it was some sort of religious experience, and it's just like,
It is.
okay, chill, bud.
Wow. First of all, you're disrespecting what an important show Neon Genesis Evangelion is. to
You
people
know,
like me.
with all the fucking of all the series where somebody jerks off to someone who's comatose, it's up there.
That's not even in the series. Would you look at this guy? He doesn't
Yeah.
understand. It's an
Okay.
end of Evangelion. That's the
Okay.
movie.
You don't consider the tie-in movie part of the series?
No, I consider it the tie-in movie. What kind
Can't-
of question is
I
that?
can't take you seriously, Harper. I love you, but I can't.
That's because you're drunk. You're always drunk.
I'm not always drunk. I'm just drunk today.
Yeah,
I fucked up my entire right arm last night.
What did you do?
how? Yeah, you said you were like, before the recording, you're like, just a heads up, I've been having a couple of drinks, and also I am covered in braces.
Shit. God damn it.
Yeah, I didn't know if you meant like your teeth at first. Like, did you have teeth braces?
Oh, looks like he fell. Yeah, he spilled his drink. That sloppy drunk. Just constantly, he's like, oh, my shirt, my pristine white shirt that I bought from Walmart is covered in beer.
My
It's
pristine
stop-
white Walmart polo.
Yeah, my polo.
Oh,
dear.
Jesus Christ. My soundboard fell out of my computer.
Your
Fuck.
sound card?
My what do you want to call it?
You have a sound card?
My Scarlett O2 fucking audio leveler fell out of my computer. Sorry, where were we?
Oh, you were saying you were drunk and in multiple stitches and braces and casts.
Yeah, I'm in a wrist brace and an elbow sleeve because I pinched a nerve last night taking my groceries home. Well, taking my groceries home and also falling down, but that's neither here nor there.
What do you mean you took your groceries home and now you have a brace and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you fell and then in a separate
Because
incident?
I pinched a nerve behind my elbow, and so when I got home and finally put my groceries down, I found that my ring finger, my pinky, and my middle finger were all numb. Yeah, it wasn't great.
That's too bad. Well,
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Suppose that's some sort of cosmic vengeance for the moral relativism you dumped on me Saturday.
And so today, all I've really done is take ibuprofen, drink, and feel sorry for myself.
I don't think you're supposed to do those things so close together. I don't think you're supposed to drink and take ibuprofen.
What? What are you talking about? The thing that affects my liver is also a thing that also affects my liver?
Yeah, it's quite the double whammy.
So you're saying the thing that may or may not liquefy or cure my liver is making me unhealthy?
I was listening to the Cold Cuts podcast. Yeah, this is sort of related, but they were just like sitting back and forth going like, so you're telling me that this is my little pony? Is it my big fat Greek wedding?
It's awesome. I love that so much.
Yeah,
Do you
a
know
great-
there's a third My Big Fat Greek Wedding coming out?
No.
No, they can't be
Is
doing
the
that
original
shit.
cast still alive?
Yes. Well, yeah, they're still they're most of them are still alive.
Most of them.
Jesus, it seems like they shouldn't.
No, I mean, for fuck's sake, who?
Be. Is the guy still
Okay,
alive?
when was the last My Big Fat Greek Wedding? When did that come out?
Last time one of your relatives got married.
Ooh, I'm not Greek. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 came out in 2016. Really? That recently?
I didn't even hear about that. That's crazy.
Lani Kazan is one of the older people, and she's 83. Is she in My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3?
Probably not, if she's 83.
That's the worst bit about My Big Fat Greek Wedding is that I know none of the actors.
Yeah.
I know not a single one of them.
You don't know who John Corbett is?
You don't know Greg Stephalopoulos?
No, Michael Constantine or Gia Carides?
Well, you should.
You don't know who Joey Fatone is?
No,
You don't know who Cousin Angelo is? Joey Fatone?
no.
Oh,
I think the only reason any of us know about those movies is because it's produced by Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
So
Listen, you didn't watch My Big Fat Greek Life, the sitcom spinoff of the
No,
movie?
I only watched the porn parody, which was My Big Fat Greek Pussy.
I thought it was my big. Should have been My Big Fat Greek Ass or something like that.
Yeah, if you ever been with a Greek chick, you'd know.
I don't think you know. That's
Have you
so
been?
fucking out of left field.
Have you been with a Greek chick? Like, is
No,
that?
I'm just making a joke, man. Fuck you.
He's been with Levantines. I should know.
That's true. That was a legitimate intro.
We've all been with Levantines.
Senor, we've all been with Levantine.
We've shared them.
Thank you, Pancho.
Yeah, I have to fucking read.
Or not Pancho, Sancho. Damn, I'm an idiot.
Pancho.
I know. I'm
I'm gonna need your degree back now.
my degree, my political science degree.
Yeah, you have to turn that in since you botched Sancho Panza's name on our podcast.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, oh my God, the actual porn parody for My Big Fat Greek Wedding is called "This Is Not ... My Big Fat Greek
it's
Wedding."
him again.
It's a XXX spoof. The studio, White Ghetto.
Wait, what was the director we talked about last time we went on this fucking whole tirade? What was his name?
Michael Stackpole.
What? From the famous World of Warcraft novel, Shadows of the Horde.
Famed World of Warcraft writer Michael Stackpole.
No, it's Axel Braun.
That's a pretty cool name.
Wait, no, but who was the one who did the Brady Bunch one that we talked about on the podcast?
Oh, Will Ryder.
Yes, it was. We're already back to Will Ryder. I did not expect Will Ryder to have a My Big Fat Greek Wedding porn parody. Granted, the fact that it's the lazy fucking bullshit XXX, not My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Go fuck yourself, bud. It
pleases me.
Listen, he does everything, all right? He does everything from not Bill Cosby.
The one sense of joy.
XXX, put in my dick where it don't belong, which is an actual movie directed.
Incredible.
It's the one fucking sense of joy in life. The fact that we can call something, like we can make porn parodies of something. I swear to fucking God.
Robert's running out of sources of joy, and I can tell.
Yeah.
I am stretched fucking thin. I've got cheeseburgers, beer sometimes.
You're stretched thin, and your complaints are like, my only comforts are cheeseburgers and beers, baby.
And porn parodies.
Let's go to the Coyotes this year.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm a red-blooded American man. My only joys are cheeseburgers, porn parodies, and that motherfucker Stephen Sondheim.
Who the fuck are you talking about?
Stephen Sondheim. He was the guy who made a lot of old Broadway shit, like Sunday in the Park.
What is this 50-year-old homosexual prattling on about in our Seinfuck channel?
15-year-old Timothy Chalamet in Call Me by Your Name.
Deaf fuck.
Okay, sorry. Don't
listen. Stephen Sondheim just died. Like he's
2017 or something, right?
No, he died 2021.
Like yesterday.
Oh, 2 years ago. He just died.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Rogers and Hammerstein as the old musical guys. They're like, we're going to the ballpark.
Well, no. I mean, Stephen Sondheim is Sunday in the Park.
Malcolm, I have good news. I've just cast you in my vaudeville film. We're going to the ballpark.
Hello, my baby.
Can you do
Yeah.
another read of the script here? Just these 3 words.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
these
going
4
to the
words.
ballpark, baby. Let's get some peanuts for you, sweet cheeks.
His ad-libbing is incredible. Put him in. He's our lead. Robert, how old were you when you thought College Humor wasn't funny anymore?
About 14.
That's about right. That's about right.
Yeah, I was gonna say
No,
probably.
it's not funny. No. Okay, so there was the era of College Humor where it was just like, you know, the Google responds to fucking like people's Googles thing, which is entirely like funny for the first thing, but then they bled it fucking dry, and then they started doing some pretty funny sketches in like 2019 and 2020. And then they went defunct, and then they did Dropout. So like College Humor for like the 8 years that it existed was only funny to people who didn't actually like appreciate comedy. I don't know. It's a hard thing. Anyway, Dropout's pretty funny. I like most of the shit they're putting out right now.
Let me make a quick pivot here, right? You with me?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Sure.
I have a segment.
You have a
Okay.
segment.
I want you boys to think of 5 things that you would put on your anti-bucket list. Something you'll never do again.
Ooh.
Never
again.
do again, specifically.
Yes. Something you'll never do again. Need 5.
I never lose my virginity.
Yeah, become
Wow.
a semen retention wizard. I get it.
Exactly. My head will be 3 times the size it is now. You will
true.
see the vein pulsing like the fucking pilot of Star Trek. Like 3
I'm
people
trying
are
to
gonna
think of
get
what the
that
fuck
joke.
you're talking about. The pilot of Star. Oh, you mean the cage?
Yes.
That's funny. That is funny. I am laughing.
Shut
Okay,
the
so we're gonna need
fuck
we're gonna need 5 items.
5 things that we'd never do again.
Yeah, I'll start you off. All right.
No, I think that's a really good. This is a really good segment. Go on.
It's a great segment.
No,
It's a good
genuinely it
segment.
is.
Damn it.
It genuinely is, Harper. Go on. Continue. Harper, you're up first. It's your segment. What's something you'd never do again?
Something that I'm never gonna do again. I didn't think of this.
Oh, great. All right. All right.
Wait,
You know what?
you didn't think of being involved in this prompt that you put on us?
I was hoping to milk you guys while I
Well,
went to the bathroom.
here's the
Okay,
thing.
let
I
me
have
start then. Let me
Oh.
start then.
Okay.
I'd never dislocate my jaw at a Monkees concert again.
What are you talking about? What do you mean you
Dude.
dislocated your jaw at a Monkees concert? How the fuck does that even happen?
He
What
was
are
really enjoying the show.
you? What are you saying? Like what?
So, okay,
What?
we
God.
know who the Monkees are, right?
That's not what we're asking. We
Yeah,
who
I
the
know.
I
Monkees
know,
Monkees
this
are.
is the buildup. I'm going to explain. I'm
the
going to
60s,
explain.
Like pop band that was it Mickey Dolenz and Davy Jones and
They
Exactly.
were supposed
Half
to be the
the
next Beatles,
fucking
yeah.
people in the band are dead now. And it was the Mesa Art Center where, ironically, I live now, or around where I live now.
Life is
But,
cyclical.
Life is cyclical, but I was at the Mesa Art Center. My sister and our friends, Pat and Autumn, I don't know if we have to mute that or not. I doubt they'd have an issue with it. We went to a actual Monkees concert. This is the surviving members of the Monkey. And the only reason we really went is because it was the 2 members that were touring, and then the third one who was like estranged that hadn't died yet was also there. Anyway, so it was genuinely a great concert, but I was having a jaw issues at this point in my life, and I was suffering heavily from TMJ. And I, at the end of the show, I was really tired. It was a kind of a late show for a fucking Monkees concert for yeah, like Malcolm said, a pop band from the 60s. And I yawned and my jaw popped out of place.
oh my god.
This is not the first time my jaw's broken. It's not the first time that my jaw's popped out of place. And I'm sort of used to it at this point. But this was before I could put it back in myself. Now I can do that, which is, wonderful thing to be able to do. And so
Great at parties.
great at parties. And so it ended the fact that our friend Autumn, this was like a merch once in a lifetime kind of merch opportunity. My jaw is fully out of place and I'm just sitting in the parking lot waiting to be driven to the emergency room while she gets a poncho.
That's a very Robert story, I have to say.
Oh,
Just you sitting sad in the car holding your jaw like in incredible pain while someone's buying merchandise.
Exactly. It's such a me story. But then I ended up going to the emergency room, charming basically everyone there. They gave me the drug that killed Michael Jackson and to put my jaw back into place. It went out again.
congratulations on being stronger than Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Robert Delilah, stronger than Michael Jackson. No, but they gave me the drug that killed Michael Jackson. They put it back into place, and when I woke up, like 13 people were in my room. And then I went home. I hadn't slept for like 14 hours. So that was something I'd never want to do again.
He told that whole story just to brag about how many people showed up in his fucking hospital room.
I'm a very charming man.
Yeah, whatever.
Especially amid the late night healthcare crowd.
Yeah. Hey, girl. I just want to say right now that I like your beautiful blue eyes, and
that legit happened, Malcolm. That's not a joke. Well, I was hitting on the redheaded nurse that was there.
Yeah. Your set at St. John's Memorial Hospital was fire, I'm told.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was great. I just wasn't conscious for it because they gave me the shit that killed Michael Jackson.
That's why it was the best performance you'll ever give.
She was just like,
thank you, bud.
Yeah, she was like, you know what? I just don't want to deal with this, so I'm gonna just clonk him out and just like,
I'm gonna give him the
hey,
drug
girl,
that
did
killed him.
you ever?
And then she didn't understand the fucking I came on twice as hard.
Yeah, she was
without
like
any memory of it.
Twice as hard.
I just picture you being like, hey, girl, has anyone told you have hair that would rival Pippi Longstocking?
Anyone told you have hair?
Actually, you know what? This is not as good of a story, but I will say this. I went go-karting on Saturday as part of a bachelor party. And I will never go-kart again. I am... Wow. I'm about 6'. I'm almost 6'6". Go-karts are designed for small people,
for normal size,
physically people.
Not for
and for context, Malcolm is not a small person.
He's just giving you the context. Said he was 6'6".
I just gave the context. Yeah.
Malcolm, how tall are you for the listener at home?
Yeah, almost 200 centimeters for those who care about it in metric. But so we go there for this bachelor party. First of all, I'm going to be honest. I feel like I was thrown into the bachelor party kind of last minute.
Oh no.
Numbers.
That is unfortunate. I mean, granted, I am going to a bachelor party this summer where we're going to go karting.
And here's the thing, I think it's nice. Like it's a fun activity, but like I haven't gone go-karting since I was a child. Like I think the last time I go-karted, I was 12 years old. And at that point I was under 6 feet tall. And like to come back so tall. And the thing that drove me nuts was I was like, the first time around, I'm in the go-kart, I'm like fine, but it's, it's tough. Like I'm like having to really use like my body weight to like move around, and I'm slower than everyone else just because everyone else is like a normal sized or shorter. Whereas it's like everyone's like 6 feet, 6 feet and under, and then it's just me. So like they were like trying to like the standings were done by like best lap time, and like my best lap time was like 26 seconds. Their best lap time was like for the winner was 21 seconds. And like there was just like this pat on the back being like, hey man, that's a pretty good time. And I'm like, you don't need to condescend me right now to be like
don't patronize me, go-kart man.
Well, then one of the guys goes on this long rant. He's like, yeah, I was just watching the Grand Tour, and there was this like guy, he's like this big professional like rugby player. He was like your size, and like he was like in the celebrity racing tournament, and like he was like
the circuit, yeah,
he was so big that like he was like finished like middle of the pack. But they like determined that like if he was just a little smaller and weighed a little less, that he would have been like top of the pack, man. Like he would have been top of the pack. And I'm like, why the fuck are you telling me this? Like, are you saying that I'm better than you? Are you coming up with this convoluted thing? But so that like I need to care about. So the first time around, I'm like, okay, I'm good. The second time around, I get in the go-kart and I go, what the fuck? This go-kart feels like it is much smaller. Like I thought, like, because they kept pulling us out so like other groups could race and then we'd go back into the go-karts. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this go-kart like so much smaller? Like my dick is rubbing against the wheel. Like that's how like that's how small
like the centerpiece you're just like pressed against.
I was like, if I'm gonna drive this go-kart around, like it's gonna be like a Hitachi on my dick, all right? Like I'm not like I don't need this on me. I don't need this here.
Well, you don't need it.
Coming in the middle of the race?
Yeah.
I guess you could say that you did finish first.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Someone came on this bachelor party. But
it wasn't the groom.
It wasn't the groom. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
So like I go, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then I'm like, hey, I don't know if I should like ride this. Like I feel like something's off. And then they go, oh, I'm sorry. This is the cart with the booster seat on it. I'm like, why did you assign me the booster seat car?
Do you assign the guy who's like 250 pounds the booster seat?
Yes, it's a serious apology, sir. We just all thought it'd be really funny.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, so like, and then I'm like, luckily I get out and go into a different car, do the race. It's fine. Come back, and then I'm in another car, the last car, because we did 3 races. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? This card is also like having a similar problem, except everything is like a little closer. Like it's like the pedals are a little closer, the wheels a little closer. Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, am I losing my goddamn mind? Like, are we like supposed to be in like the fast, more efficient go-karts? Like what's going on? And then I like wave the guy over and I'm like, hey guy, like I can't really fit in this car. Like my knees are riding. Again, I look like I'm humping the fucking wheel. And I go to the guy, I'm like, hey, so like I can't even get the seatbelt on. I'm like, and it's all twisted and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do. And they're initially like, yeah, so you could just like ride the go-kart. Like you don't have to like strap in, like as long as the shoulder pads are on or like the shoulder straps are like over your shoulders. And I'm like, I don't trust
it fits in, you can like buckle in.
Yeah, no, like I couldn't buckle in because I was again in a small ass go-kart, like smaller than all the other ones. Like once I got out of the booster seat and stuff, buckled, no problem. I had to tighten. This one, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then this other guy comes over and he goes, oh, you're in like the go-kart for small people. And I look at him like, why did you assign me the small person go-kart for the second time? Like, what was it that you're like, you guys are just
looking. So before it was the booster seat. Now you just got the one for small people. They're just being cruel at this point.
Yeah, I was like, I'm being fucked with pretty hard. And then, so I forced them to go change me out to a regular go-kart, which they did begrudgingly. And like I made the guy, like they like moved it, and then the guy had to like move, walk this go-kart that they tried to assign me down so that I could like get out. And then I did the race, and it was fine. But like going back there, I was like, I don't think go-karting's in my future. Like I think that
you're not gonna take a professional interest.
Well, we have to put you up to NASCAR now. You're a big boy.
I mean, that's the thing. Like I'm like NASCAR, let's do it. Get some nice cars on a nice track. I'm game.
What?
Fuck off. Anyway, Harper, what is your one thing that you would never want to do again?
Yeah, if I had to pick one just of an experience that I've considered to be unpleasant for like my entire life from this point it happened, I would say break up a dog fight.
Ooh,
I'm not gonna do that again. I don't think.
Did you hear what happened to Sasha? Cut her name, Miss.
Yeah, she got attacked by a fucking pit bull. Bit her face pretty good, if I remember right.
Yeah, her nose got cut pretty cleanly. I saw her last year. She's doing quite better, but she broke up a dog fight and it split her nose.
Yeah, for those listening, I don't know if I have to tell you this or not. Maybe I do. If you see 2 dogs fighting, call somebody. Don't fucking get between them because they'll fucking try to kill you.
Yeah, your best bet is a broom or like if you could manage it like a fucking like paddle, like a boat paddle.
Fellas, I know that you think that once you go berserker mode, it's over for these motherfuckers. But dogs are not that guy, you know. They're not gonna fucking back down because you're stronger than them. They genuinely don't care, and they're hiding their strength most of the time. They're cunning little.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That really got me.
Most men believe that most men believe they have a hidden strength, a setting that they're not normally operating on, that they can use to win any fight.
Yeah. They flip a switch and all of a sudden they're like Nine Tails Naruto mode.
Yeah, these fools don't stand a chance once I hit maximum overdrive.
Once I activate my Sharingan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think I would try to break up another dog fight.
No, they're fucking bad. They're genuinely bad. Like, don't, if you can help it, full size broom, don't fucking break up a dog fight because shit will go down.
No, fuck. Call animal control. Like,
yeah, no, it's not worth it. You know, let dogs be dogs. Like, you know, if that's your dog,
let dogs kill each other. It's whatever.
That's not. Yeah, like, listen, when I was
just dogs.
Yeah, they're just dogs. All right, you know, they'll, you know.
When was the last time you owned a dog, Malcolm?
Listen, I don't believe you can own a dog. I believe a dog chooses you, and then you're forced to take care of it, or else you feel a moral obligation to take care of it. I haven't had a dog in my life on a personal level since like high school. One of my old stepdads, he had a dog named Slickers, who was a white lab that I really
Slickers. That is an interesting name for a dog.
Yeah, Slickers, like the movie City Slickers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I bonded with that dog pretty well, pretty nice, but I haven't had a dog since. I keep like, there's times like, especially in the pandemic, where I was like, maybe I should go get a dog, but I don't know.
I'm not sure about that one.
My lifestyle doesn't. I can't like justify. Yeah,
it's not conducive to dog ownership. I don't think.
I kind of said it myself that like if I'm in like a serious long-term relationship, like with someone, like I think I could see myself marrying if she is the one, and then she was like, "Let's go get a dog together," then maybe that's when I really consider it. But as long as I'm like single and I travel and all that stuff,
yeah, if I wouldn't probably own a dog until I have kids is my own personal thing. Like I have dogs that aren't exactly my dogs, like my parents' dogs and my brother's dogs. I have my sister's dogs, but none of them are really my dogs. And I probably wouldn't actively seek getting out dogs until like, I have a kid and I'm able to like teach them like, okay, we have to teach living things well, I guess is one sort of interpretation.
Yeah, my thing is I'm gonna get a dog untrained with my little kid, and if the dog attacks the little kid, I'm gonna tell the little kid you got to learn how to defend yourself. All right.
You can't let him bully.
You're gonna like old Yeller your fucking dog and your kid. I'm sorry, old Yeller.
I mean, if the dog wins, then the dog's staying around. Like, you know, I'm gonna like I said, dogs. You gotta let dogs be dogs, right? So
I'm sorry, we're gonna have to cancel this podcast episode because Malcolm's a goddamn psychopath.
What are you talking about? He's making a perfectly cogent point.
The dog's just keeping its territory. The kid can go fuck itself.
I say let the toddlers die.
Listen,
toddlers die.
It's none of my business.
What's number 2? We have only talked about 1. What about a second?
We can't go into all 5s because then we get into some scarring goddamn shit.
No, I think we'll switch it to top 3. I think Harper mentioned that a little earlier.
I got blackout drunk. I woke up the next morning. I had waffles. I was good. So,
well, I'm glad everything.
So it sounds like you're living a pretty charmed life. If that's how
I am charmed on the CW. I think Malcolm, what was your second most thing you'd never want to happen to you again?
I would say a thing that I wish I didn't do is that Oh man, this is actually kind of hard. I'm like thinking about it now.
So wait. So you're discounting sepsis,
No,
a fucking disease that kills people.
I'm trying to tell you guys, an anti-bucket list isn't experiences you don't want to relive. It's things you willingly did that you never want to do again.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Well,
kind of
okay. Well, then I don't think you explained that really well, but we'll
it should
go
have been
into it.
implicit.
Okay, I would never date that girl again who cheated on me. Cheers.
Good. Shalom. You know what I would say is I don't ever want to do another corporate comedy gig again on a boat.
Oh, I can. Yeah, that is rough.
That was the one of the worst gigs I've ever done. I've done a fair bit of like corporate like gig work. That's how I supported myself for a few years. And like, but this one was particularly terrible because the thing is,
was it the Jericho cruise?
No, it wasn't a Jericho cruise. It was like, ironically enough, it could have been a Jericho cruise because there's Jericho Beach in Vancouver.
Could you imagine having to? Okay, go ahead. Sorry,
but it was just like it was for a small company, and they had rented a party like boat, and around Christmas time, and they had I guess I had recruited this like a friend of mine, and they were like, "Hey, could you put together like a group to do comedy?" We did like some stand up and did improv. And like the thing is the boat wasn't that big. It was rough, like choppy waters, and the group itself did not seem like, except for the boss and his wife, everyone else like seemed like they wanted to kill themselves. Like they were like, I do not want to be here.
No.
It's because it's like, do you really want to be on a boat in the on the water in like December 23rd or not 23rd?
Yeah,
like
I remember
23rd?
you describing this to me the first time, and it sounded miserable.
Yeah, and like the thing is we're doing these, we're doing this like the stand up, and it's bombing, and like we're doing the improv. The improv's doing a little better. We're doing these things like improv. There's like this game called like basically like Day in the Life, which is like a short form improv game where you like get an audience member and like you recreate a day in their life. It's as hacky as it sounds. And,
yes.
And like it's one of those things where we were doing that, and that was like the only thing that worked. And like the thing is like we would do that like a short set for like 15 minutes, and then they would break to then to like go eat dinner and stuff. But the problem was the boat wasn't big enough that like we could hide as performers. Like we would just had to like sit there. So
yeah, you couldn't separate yourselves.
Yeah,
you were just like there.
Yeah, we would just be sitting in the corner, or like they offered us food, so we like take the food, but we have to wait for the company to go eat their food. And again, you're kind of standing there, the boats are rocking, and it's like choppy waters, it's dark, it's cold. Like that's the thing, it's cold on a boat. And you're having to do the show, and like the audio system didn't work, and it was just like miserable. Like I like do not recommend it. And you know what? I'll be honest. I had to do corporate work for a place called Ronald McDonald House, which is for sick and dying children.
That's right.
Malcolm,
that's
maybe,
right. Yeah.
Maybe consider carefully.
And I would
carefully as you can.
I would much rather 10 out of 10 times. I'm going to Ronald McDonald House. I'm going to do
You're going to perform for fucking like destitute, fucking on the cusp children versus like corporate assholes on a boat.
Yeah,
I can't blame him.
You know what? In hindsight, knowing what I know now, probably not something I would know like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, I'd say that's probably accurate.
And like the thing is like the other thing is like the children. They like that you're there. And like, actually one of my favorite times I did it was that we didn't actually end up doing the show. The kids just all wanted to play hide and seek. So like, we just like did hide and seek for like 2 hours. And there's something very fun.
That is really sweet. Yeah.
Fun and nice when you've got like a kid who's got chemo and like has no hair, and they're like running around and just being a kid as you're doing like voices and stuff. Like that's much better than doing this show for like bitter these like bitter like corporate people.
Then Patrick Bateman lights.
Yeah, well, not even
On a
Patrick Bateman
boat.
lights.
Patrick Bateman would laugh to look normal.
No, they wouldn't like. He wouldn't have done the show on the boat.
Well, he might have been there. I'm not saying he'd done the show.
He had to return some videotapes.
He wouldn't have been there. He wouldn't. Actually, there was a guy there who had Patrick Bateman vibes. Who was in the show.
Come on, guy.
But yeah, no. But it was just one of those things where it's like, yeah, like it's what it was. That company, I get the sense it was like not a biggest company, but it was like a small. I think it was like a small like construction company or like something to do with construction, maybe piping or whatever. And it was just like small or like big enough where there was like clearly like tension within the company, but small enough that like people like always had to work with each other, if you know what I mean. Like it was just one of the, like you could sense that things were going on behind the scenes of this company that like they like just were unresolved. So yeah, that's my story for that.
Okay. Well, Harper, what is your second thing that you'd never want to do?
I will never smoke spice again. I'll tell you that much.
Oof, I can agree with that one.
Let me tell you something. If you live in the West Coast, okay, southwest of Arizona to the East Valley, there's a good chance that you were sold a bill of goods and smoked spice instead of weed or safe weed so you could get out of drug testing. Spice is an insidious little compound sprayed on smokable herb. It's not a very fun high. It's chemically altered me forever. I felt as though I was turning to stone, and then I had to shake myself to stop myself from turning to stone. I had no sensory capability, which means I would pat my dog and feel nothing, no feedback or anything. I was convinced that the friend who brought me the spice was Satan in human form. And I couldn't bear to look at him lest my sanity be blasted on account of being on spice. So what I thought was completely normal at this point was to go play a game of StarCraft 2. Didn't work out so great for me because staring at the screen gave me nausea and a blinding headache. So while my friend was over, I put on my pajamas, came out into the room my family was hanging out in, and loudly announced, "I'm going to bed now. Good night," which I don't normally do. And God bless me, I tried to sleep, but I was turning to stone, so I couldn't. It was all I could do to try to prevent myself from dying and remember to breathe. But everything in my room had lost definition when I finally decided to conk out, apparently. I woke up and felt as though I was not the same person. My reality had shifted, and I'm not entirely convinced that isn't the case today. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Wow.
No, I mean, yeah, spice was, I don't know how many of our listeners sort of like grew up around like spice being a thing, like post like or pre-weed legalization and post some pretty harsh crackdowns in the area.
I don't know what spice is.
Spice at the time it was legal weed. It was.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's some context, dude.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Harper, you want to assist me on some context for what
Absolutely.
spice is?
Yeah, artificial weed. Marijuana was not always legal in Arizona, as you may know. And in fact, it was illegal in every state for the most part of our existence as young adults. There was an increasing anti-marijuana sentiment in government, specifically in Republican governments. Like Arizona used to be a red state, now it's a blue state, thank God. But
It's a purple state more than not, but
you'll
I
see,
get you.
See. But anyway, so there were organizations that the government set up like TASK, which would test nonviolent drug offenders for repeat substance abuse like marijuana or cocaine if they were caught with possession, right? And in order to get out of testing for those or to get a job, testing was required. And if you piss dirty for marijuana, they wouldn't give you the job. I think that's still the case in multiple places.
Yeah, that is most of the case.
Even though it's legal.
Even like cross state, that's very much a thing still.
So all kinds of alternatives started getting sold in smoke shops like Kratom and people smoke Kratom. Would you believe that? And spice.
It was very casual, yeah.
Spice is kind of an interesting thing because there were legal spices being sold where it's just like potpourri sprayed with a chemical that was supposed to mimic the high of marijuana. And then there was illegal spice, which was just like research chemicals that you were to smoke, which is what I got.
Yeah.
A friend of mine copped it from someone at a rave and brought it to my house. And I had another friend who smoked that same spice who called me a little bit after this and was just like, yeah, that shit's pretty good, huh? I decided to go for a walk, and it turns out that I walked for like 6 hours without realizing it. By the time I realized where I was approximately 30 miles from my home.
Yeah, I mean, I worked at a restaurant where like the one of the waitresses would smoke spice in the bathroom, and then she would like disappear for her shift. It was not great, and she's a mom of 3 now.
Wow. You know what? Damn. Good for her.
Yeah. So
no, genuinely good for her because she got over it.
Everyone in Arizona at one point or another, if they smoked marijuana, they will have a spice story and they'll tell you how awful it is, especially people that are our age. But some of them will tell you that they keep smoking it anyway. And that was because they had to piss clean for work or
yeah.
I mean, it is amazing what people from Arizona will do to piss clean. Like
not so much nowadays, but yeah, I mean, then again, we do have a really high amount of like federal employees and they still have to piss clean. So
that's why Task is still here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, that's spice and I'll never do it again.
No, definitely not.
Good. That's good.
Malcolm's just like, wow, the horror of living in America.
I know.
It's here specifically, I think.
I mean, I don't think it's 100% specific to Arizona, but I think it was endemic in Arizona. I'm sure if anyone wants to chime in and say whether or not like Arkansas had something like that, they can hop on. But yeah, it was definitely a thing. Oh God, what is it? What is a good third thing that I never want to do again? Something I actively have done
on purpose.
On purpose. That's the thing that like my first 2 were kind of on purpose. I didn't try to dislocate my jaw, and I didn't try to get cheated on. What is something?
It'd be very funny if you did try. You're like, babe, I just need you to cheat on me, just for content.
Then I would be like an actual cuck.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just trying because I need it for content. I
need it for content for the podcast.
For the podcast, maybe for stand up. Like I just need it. Maybe for any stories that I work on, my little stories.
Oh fuck! I guess I would never go to university again.
Oh.
I know this sounds kind of callous, but I mean, I went to Arizona State University. I mean, my college journey was like a hard fought thing because I went to high school with the idea that I was never going to go to college because it was like my parents got really broke with like the 2008 financial crisis. I got really depressed. I sort of like internalized the idea that I was never going to go to college, scholarship or not, no matter how smart I was or how well I did in class. And then, I mean, I had a whole thing where I was just extremely depressed working construction and then working like back of house in restaurants. And then I combined those two, construction and working back of the house restaurants, while going to class, deciding, hey, I might as well get a degree. And then I eventually went to Arizona State University with one of those, one of the programs that you'd kind of transition perfectly from a community college to it. And then I graduated right when the pandemic happened. And I haven't been able to do anything with my degree since then. And thanks to the Biden administration, well, not necessarily thanks to the Biden administration, but thanks to the Supreme Court, I owe a lot of, not a huge amount of money, but I owe money to the federal government. And it fucking sucks. And I haven't been able to use my degree. Like, I guess, like, context-wise for people listeners, I had 2 internships lined up after my senior year of college, was ending in May 2020 when the pandemic first started. And both of those fell through during the pandemic. And then I went and got a job working insurance, one of the few jobs I could get. And then they had a hiring freeze during the pandemic, the first bit of the pandemic, and I lost everything. And then I went to live with my parents for a while, and that was what it was. It was like, yeah, I don't think, to sort of sum it up for the very depressing tangent that has
Make my
been,
dog cry.
I don't think I'd go to university again. Oh, thank you. That was a kick turn. kick. But
yeah, we're gonna need to put some effects on that.
There's gonna need some levity in here, but Harper's the one who came at us with this depressing fucking tangent.
This isn't depressing. You made it depressing.
Yeah, because it's things I never want to do again. It's not gonna be happy.
This is, well, you could have been happy. Like, I told a story about not go-karting again. And then you're like, I don't want to be cheated on. I don't want to.
Oh, so you're getting mad at me for being honest?
I don't want to dislocate my jaw. I don't want to face the existential dread of having to find a job in a market that doesn't need me anymore. Grow up.
Thank you, Harper. Thank you for bringing it home.
Well, Malcolm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of I can always beat Robert with depressing stories. Like,
Can you really?
You know what? For me personally, and this is like something is that I don't want to drink vodka again.
Really?
Vodka for me is the only alcohol in which I can guarantee to black out.
That's actually my third as well, not drinking gin.
No, you're gonna have to get another third, but go on, Malcolm.
No way. Mine's way cooler.
But yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was at this party. It was like for a university. It was like this university party. I got obliterated. Drink a lot of vodka stuff. Like there was people at the party who brought they were doing things like like leaving Skittles in vodka and then letting them like that kind of shit. There was people were getting iced. This was the era when icing people was like, hey man, look down at your feet. Oh, there's a fucking ice. You gotta drink it now, buddy.
I sincerely doubt you were in college in 2010. Was it just catching on later in Canada?
No, it was not 2010.
It was. That was when Tosh.0 was a show.
I mean, yeah. This would have been 2012, 2013.
Was that your freshman year of college up there?
No, that wasn't.
Harper. I graduated in 2012. Harper would have graduated in 2011.
Other way around, boss.
No.
You're older than me, Robert. And you were a year ahead of me.
Yeah, so I would have graduated. No, 2013. Fuck.
2013.
I'm an idiot. I'm a goddamn drunk idiot.
So I was class of 2012. You would have graduated in 2011.
No, I was 2012. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, no, it was. So basically, I remember it was one of those parties. I mean, also in Canada, things are a little delayed. So if it was popular in the US of 2010, LMFAO is really hitting their stride in 2012.
Party rock
and the party rock, which by the way reminds me of a guy who I knew who was my valedictorian. He was at University of BC, and he was running for one of the student government positions, and then he lost to the fake candidate Party Rock. But that Party Rock was submitted.
Of course he did. Oh, fucking course.
Yeah. So yeah, and then basically after that, the hangover was so bad that my grandmother called me because she needed something from me, and I was like, I think I fucked up. I told my grandmother I fucked up. She's like, well, honey, what did you do? And I just go, this is the worst. I've never been this sick in my life. I think I need to go to the hospital. And she's like, were you drinking? And I go, yes. And she's like, what did you drink? And I said, I had these vodka drinks. And she goes, oh, she's like, just have some Gatorade. And then, but she was also you shouldn't drink those drinks again. And yeah, since then, I'll have incidental vodka, but I don't drink vodka. I can't even the smell, really the taste of vodka. I just can't.
I mean, it doesn't have a taste.
That's the thing. I disagree with you. I think you can
It's a very distinct taste.
Agree to disagree. Harper, number 3, and then we'll see ourselves out.
Let's finish this off here, right? tell you one thing I'll never do again. I'll never mix colored liquor in my life with clear liquor. You shouldn't drink multiple colors of liquor, is what I'm saying. This is the only time it's ever happened. You don't know me. And
I know you best of like anybody.
Right, well, thank you for joining me on this thought experiment. I'll have you know that it was a very enlightening experience because I was going to take Malcolm go-karting, and Robert, I was going to wait and try to steal a girlfriend away from you. But now I know you don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, buy Malcolm vodka shots, and then have a whole
I'll-
thing.
Yeah, you buy me vodka shots, and then I'll make sure your girlfriend cheats on you.
Yeah, I was gonna buy Robert some university.
And then at the end of the day, I'll induce Harper to vomit on some dogs.
We all love it.
Wonderful. Well,
yeah,
we have some autofill responses, newfound autofill responses that we can talk about for our form that our listeners can find on Twitter. And so I would very much like to go through those before we get to the end of this, if you guys are all right.
Let's just do one. We'll save them like one per episode.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to do more than one, but so we have one here from someone who would like to be addressed as Gelden von Struskard.
Okay. What's the song that they recommended?
They recommend A Different Age by the band Current Joys.
Okay. Don't know that band. I don't know which one is the song name and which one is the band name.
I think it's Current Joys is the band. Well, A Different Age is the song.
You'll find it with the Google.
I'm not 100% sure. I only say that because they said Current Joys and then A Different Age. But like I said, it could be either or. But their question.
Yeah, the song is a Different Age by Current Joys.
Okay. See, I was right.
I didn't say you were wrong.
Get to the fucking question.
I'm literally going to say it. Fuck off. Their question is who do you think is the best comedian, in parentheses, stand-up or otherwise, working today?
Ooh.
Harper.
Ralphie May on YouTube Shorts.
Oh, R.I.P. Ralphie May. Are we going all time with like including dead comedians?
He's technically still working on YouTube Shorts.
Wait, Ralphie May. I don't know who Ralphie May is.
He's a fat son bitch. That's his entire identity.
I'm guessing he's dead. Yes,
Yeah.
He died 5 years ago, and he's the best comedian working today.
Yeah.
He lost his dad fan on the first season of Last Comic Standing.
Wow.
Oh, Harper, I love you.
Yeah, I'll say this. I've got two answers. Yeah.
I love the juxtaposition between you and Harper. Harper chooses a comedian who's been dead for 5 years, and Malcolm can't choose.
Well, no, because I have like a best working male comedian and best working female comedian.
He listens to female comics. Wow.
Okay, between the two of them, who's the better one?
I think right now it's kind of tied. That's why I'm gonna say both.
Yeah. Feminists, get at this guy.
So my favorite male comedian right now, I think, who I saw like live a few months ago. I think he's like a nice like up and comer. I really like Gianmarco Ceresi.
Yeah, Gianmarco Ceresi. He's pretty good.
He's a New York comic. He's been kind of blowing up recently on like social media and stuff. I saw him live in February. Thought he was so funny. His stand-up is so quick. It's like kind of what I aspire to. Like I like the high energy, a lot of movement. I also really like Tom Segura, but I'm gonna be completely honest. I watched this new special. I think it's a little overhyped.
It's not good.
And I think he's suffering from almost his success. Like he's the comedian where like I think his previous like special Ball Hog was better because like this special had a lot of applause breaks and a lot of like him making a reference and getting like overly rewarded for it, like from his podcast and stuff. And the best female comedian right now working, to a shout out to a Canadian, Steph Tolov. Steph Tolov is so fucking funny. I also saw her live. I've seen her live a few times. I've seen her live like the last few years, but her stuff is like really popping now. She was just on Friend. I think it's like Friends Who Kill. It's like a Netflix special of stand-ups that Bill Burr curated. But she like watch her stuff. It's so good. Like she's gonna be. She's like a superstar in the making. Like she's gonna be selling out theaters in the next like year or two because she's that funny. And I just again, she's also very like high energy, like big presence comedian. And I think I really like. That's what I like.
You appreciate that, yeah.
Because that's kind of my style of comedy when I'm performing live. What about you, Robert?
I see this is a more complicated answer because like if you think about like the big stand-up comedians, I'm not saying the good stand-up comedians, but if you want to say the big stand-up comedians, they really haven't changed since like 2010, I want to say, or the comedians who are like front and center getting booked as best. It's still Bill Burr. It's still fucking Jim Gaffigan. It's still Tom Segura.
See, I disagree. Tom Segura was was like a nobody 10 years ago.
No, I don't think that's true. I'm not saying that you're 100% wrong.
His like stand-ups, his first Netflix stand-up special didn't even show up until like 2014.
I'm talking about people who getting booked, like weekend shows booked, going from state to state to state. Tom Segura was huge in 2010 outside of like the Netflix presents or Comedy Central presents.
Yeah, I guess he was a headliner, but I'm going to be honest, I'm going to push back on this. There's a lot of headliners right now who kind of live and work in obscurity as like there are other bigger names. Like other ones that could have listed are like, I'm a big fan of like Anthony Jeselnik. I think he's so fucking funny.
Also another big headliner who gets a lot of goddamn shows.
But if you got like some newer comics, like I don't know, I spotlighted 2 newer kind of comics on the rise. Like, who are those people?
Well, but that's not the question, is it? Who do you think the best comedians working? And I hate the fact that it's true, but it is true in my own personal opinion, stand up or otherwise. I'd say like stand up wise it is John Mulaney, and not because I agree with him or the fact that he stole Olivia Munn from Harper.
Yeah, you just want to fuck Olivia Munn. That's the only reason you said he was a good comedian.
No, I don't give a shit about Olivia Munn. You give a shit about Olivia Munn, you bastard. And then like best sketch comedian is Tim Robinson. And I know that's kind of a normie fucking answer. It's not exciting. That's not a thing, but it is the truth.
Well, I'm glad that you could share the truth.
Well, I mean, we didn't ask like what our favorite sketch comedians were, because that's
we asked what our favorite comedians, stand up or otherwise, are.
Active.
If you don't want to listen to the fucking question, Malcolm,
I got because I would have added Tim Robinson there. Tim Robinson probably trumps the 2 stand-ups I just said.
No, yeah, Tim Robinson is incredible right now, and it's almost surprising to sort of see how much people love him, I guess is my own perspective on that.
You know what it is? Because he's a man of mystery. He doesn't do interviews. He's not in other things. Like it's like I suspect he has had the opportunity to start like showing up in like acting work in like random movies. And
I'm sure if he wanted to, he could have like Comedy Central the Tim Robinson show.
Well, he did have that. He had the Troiters on Comedy Central.
Well, that's not. Yes, I get it.
Yeah,
you know what, Robert? I'm going to change my answer.
Yeah, what's your new answer?
My favorite comedian is your mother.
Oh,
she made my favorite joke I ever seen. You.
Okay, well, do we have a way to end this podcast? This very interesting, depressing, painful podcast where Robert's far too drunk for anything of this?
Well, we're out of time. We're going to shift to sports with the Bulldog. And for now, this has been the Fraser Crane Show. I'm Fraser Crane.
We're gonna have some peanuts now, my boy.
Frasier, they took my coffee.
Is that supposed to be Niles? Frasier, they've taken my coffee. Don't worry, Niles.
Yeah, it's not. It's just changing its name from Seinfuck to Fraisfuck.
Yeah,
Fraisfuck, yes.
Fucksure, I think.
Fucksure. Yeah,
we'll figure it out, guys. Well, anyway,
I'm coming with some scrambled eggs.
Yeah, let's just come out.
Hey, I'll toss some salads myself.
You think so?
Yes.